Have you ever felt like your days just blur into each other? You wake up, check your phone, rush through your routine, and suddenly it's 9 p.m., and you're wondering, did I even live today? That's where this story begins. Not with hustle. Not with calendars or to-do lists. But with 3 broken people, and one unusual billionaire who teaches them a lesson that changes everything. Own your morning. Elevate your life. This is the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. But trust me, it's not just about waking up early. It's about waking up to the life you were meant to live. Let me take you into the story. Chapter 1, The 3 Souls Lost in Chaos. It starts with a woman, an entrepreneur. She's built a name for herself, runs a company, wins awards. But behind the Instagram perfect life is someone barely hanging on. She's anxious. Overwhelmed. Trying to keep the business alive and herself sane. Then there's an artist. He's creative, yes. Passionate. But stuck. He feels like the world doesn't understand him. His spark is fading. Both of them end up at a leadership seminar. Different people, different struggles, but a shared sense of exhaustion. They've come hoping for answers. And then, right in the middle of the seminar, something strange happens. An old man walks in. Disheveled. Dressed in flip-flops. Hair like he hasn't brushed it in days. Everyone stares. He doesn't look like he belongs. But then, he starts speaking. And his words? They cut through the noise like a blade. If you want to lead your field, if you want to be world-class, you must first become world-class at how you start your day. The room goes silent. No one knows who he is until he introduces himself. He's a billionaire. But not the flashy kind. No gold chains, no fancy watches. He built an empire, then disappeared from the public eye, choosing peace over popularity. And now? He says he wants to give back. To teach. To guide. And he invites the entrepreneur and the artist on a journey with him. They hesitate. But deep inside, they know something has to change. So they go. Chapter 2, Escape to Transformation. The journey takes them far from their familiar lives, to Mauritius, an island surrounded by turquoise water, quiet beaches, and early sunrises. Here, away from the buzz, the billionaire introduces them to his life's work. He says, most people don't live 75 years. They live 1 year 75 times. That line hits hard. Because it's true, isn't it? We repeat the same tired routine, waiting for change to happen to us, instead of creating it within us. He tells them, great lives don't happen by accident. They're crafted, deliberately, daily, at dawn. And that's when he introduces them to the 5 a.m. Club. A lifestyle. A commitment. A way to unlock genius and inner peace, all before the rest of the world even opens its eyes. Chapter 3, The 20-20-20 Formula, 1 hour to own your day. At first, they resist. Waking up at 5 a.m. sounds like torture. But the billionaire gently explains his method. From 5 to 6 a.m., he calls it the victory hour. It's divided into 3 powerful blocks. 5 to 5:20 move. Start with exercise. Yes, even when it's hard. Run, stretch, jump, just get your body moving. Why? Because it wakes up your brain, boosts dopamine, and lowers cortisol, the stress hormone. This isn't just about fitness. It's about resetting your entire system. 5:20 to 5:40, reflect. Now that the body is energized, it's time to quiet the mind. Meditation. Journaling. Deep breathing. Visualization. This is when you look within. You write your goals. Express gratitude. Forgive yourself. You sit in silence and listen to your soul. 5:40 to 6 o'clock grow. Finally, learn something. Read a book. Listen to a podcast. Watch a TED Talk. This is how you feed your mind and sharpen your tools. The world is moving fast. The only way to stay ahead is to grow a little every single day. Chapter 4: Why 5 a.m. Works. Now, you might be thinking, why so early? The billionaire explains. Because that's when the world is asleep. No distractions. No phone calls. No emails. No noise. Just you, your breath, your thoughts, and the space to become who you were meant to be. This hour, before sunrise, is the secret weapon of top performers. Of geniuses. Of happy people. Chapter 5: The struggles are real. But change is never easy. The entrepreneur has days when she's exhausted. The artist feels insecure and doubtful. They question if they can stick to it. But the billionaire reminds them. All change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and gorgeous at the end. They learn about the habit installation formula. Days 1 to 22, destruction phase, everything feels uncomfortable. Days 23 to 44, installation phase, you're tempted to quit. Days 45 to 66, integration, you begin to enjoy it. It becomes part of who you are. Because science says it takes 66 days to make a habit stick. And they stay with it. Slowly, beautifully, something shifts. They become more confident. Focused. At peace. Their mornings become sacred. Their lives, extraordinary. Chapter 6: The gift of the 5 a.m. Club, for you. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Start with the decision that your life matters. That your mornings aren't meant for checking Instagram or replying to emails. They're meant for you. For your growth. Your healing. Your power. Even if 5 a.m. feels too early right now, start with 6 a.m. or 6:30. Just carve out 1 hour for yourself. Move. Reflect. Grow. And keep showing up. Because when you change your morning, you change your life. Your time is now. So tomorrow, when the alarm rings, don't hit snooze. Don't give your power away. Instead, rise with the sun. Take that first step. And whisper to yourself, I am becoming the person I was meant to be. Because you deserve that life. You always have. This was the 5 a.m. Club, a story of courage, discipline, and inner transformation. And now, it's your turn. You're listening to smart audiobooks in English, where stories don't just speak to you, they wake you up. Keep learning, and keep growing. Thank you.